Hey everyone, this is Kim Webb with Just Paper, LLC. I had a couple people comment on a blog lately that I did whenever I was posting the flowering tulips that I had made from Stampin' Up. And they asked how I did the shading, how I made them look 3D. And they didn't leave their email address, so I had no way to reply to them. And I'm so thankful anytime I get a comment, because I really don't get that many, that I definitely jump in and try to answer any questions. And so I was going to blog about how I do the shading, but it was so much to write, I thought I could just do it so much quicker on a quick video. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the camera down and just show you right quick how I shade my tulips. Okay, so I get a piece of cardstock that I want the flowers to be, and I'm using Petal Pink right here. And then I get the same color of ink, the Petal Pink ink, and I put the dies on the cardstock, and I just take a blending brush and try to hold the die down without letting it slide, because I'm going to line it back up. I just go right over the die and everything, and it gets in those holes where they want the indentions to be. Where the, see, you can already see that it, just with that much rubbing, it gives a little shade right there. So then if it comes off, I just line it back up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, we're just giving it a little bit of shade where they've got it. Like when you die cut that, the indentions show up. So I thought, well, that would be a good place to shade. So I just hold it and go around it to get in the holes of the die. And it doesn't stain the die or hurt it or anything. You can just wipe it right off, since our inks are water-based. So then I just do the next one. This is my favorite die, the V one. I use all the time. I mean, it's always a component in my end result. Oop, I messed that one up because I moved it. It's hard to do with the camera down here. So I'll put that one up there. And I tape these down before I run them through the die cutter. And so they're shaded. I would just leave that one. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it's still going to be some shading. So then I would take the dies and line them back up where I've gone in there. I'll just go over that one a little bit more, maybe to make it more pronounced where it's supposed to be instead of all over it. Yeah, you get it on your hands a little bit, but what can you say? So that's more pronounced. And then I just take some washi tape or whatever kind of tape you use on your dies. I don't always tape them, but if I'm scared it's going to move, I do. So these I definitely did because I don't want them to come off of the shaded areas. And I just tape them in place where they line up with the shadowing, the shading. Now, I don't know if sponge daubers work for this same process. I don't see why they wouldn't. I just wanted a softer look with the brush, not to show exactly what makes them, I didn't want too much of a line. But you might could do that with the sponge dauber, especially if you like started on your work surface and then went over it. But so that's down. I'm going to cut them off and show you. Cut them with the die cutter and show you what else I do to give it a little bit more depth. Hold on just a second. Okay, I ran them through. Now I'm going to take them out of the tape and just punch them out there. I don't have a lot of hope for this one, but I think it'll be okay. We'll see. It's just to show you guys anyway. I thought it would be easier to do a quick video than to try to write all this. I started to blog about it. Some people that had asked about how I do this didn't leave their email on my blog, so I couldn't just answer them. And I thought, well, I'll just do a quick little video. So, well, I just closed that and I need it. So then after I get that done, I do take a sponge dauber, and I don't know if this one's clean or not, but the last time I went to order them from Stampin' Up, they were out of them, and I did order them with my last order, and they should be here on Saturday, some clean ones. I do rinse these out usually and keep using them, but I don't know about this one. I just grabbed it before I did the video. So I'll just take a sponge dauber and go around every edge, because I just think that helps the shadings. And see, you can't even really, that one looks pretty even though I messed it up. So then, you know, the part that's shaded is where that die cut and sort of raised right there because of how the die is made. So after I cut my first one, I thought, well, that'd be cool if I could shade that part. So I just put the dye over it and did it, and it works great. So then, I got that one a little heavy there, but it's okay, because it's going to be folded back. You don't see some of it. But the tips are what you usually see. So then, I curl everything, every flower at least. So that would be the next thing I'll do. So I just wanted a short video to show you really mainly about the shading. I haven't made any of these since my mom's birthday in February. So I'm not sure which shape this one ends up to be. But like I said, I love the V. I usually put one of these in every one of them. And it's not necessarily, I use the bone folder to not necessarily curl them, but it breaks that fiber down of the paper and helps you work with it better, I think. So that one, I think, goes that way. And I use liquid glue here. I use this Great Art Glitter Glue. It's just the star of my show, because it's a very thin line. I mean, it makes a thin line, and it holds really well. And I probably shouldn't have put that together without that middle. Something to press on it. And then I usually stick this one down in there, just like that. So I just put a little glue on both sides, hoping that it'll touch on one point or the other, front or back, somewhere. So it'll stay in, you know. I don't want to put too much, but it just shows the shape of the tulip. Then you can stick that one wherever you see fit. Sorry. I don't even really have to have that one, but it would go, I could do it there and still show some of that. Making that, I'd curl that more. I was going to put it on the outside. Sometimes I'll stick it on the inside just if, like, I see a bare spot. I usually always cut, since there's 3 of these, anytime I'm cutting one, I cut these, because just to have them to stick wherever it doesn't turn out good. So, like, I'd probably put that one there, or either on the outside. And don't even have to use it, but I just sort of like it, like, showing as much depth as possible. So there you go. That's how I shade mine. And I hope that you give it a try. It's really nothing to it. And try it with a sponge dauber and let me know how it went. That's it. Thank you.